It's Halloween season, and that means that it's time for some spooky cabin crew stories. If you traveled a lot, for sure you stayed in a couple of haunted hotels, and I have some stories to share as well. But there is one particular famous hotel, so let's see what cabin crew said about it. Oh my god, I don't like to remember this. Every time I have Jakarta, I needed to be nice to the crew from the briefing, so I have somebody to sleep with. I remember one Lebanese female who was a new joiner at that time that I scared about all the ghost stories told by other crew just to convince her to sleep in my room. We were so hungry we didn't eat at all and we just called the front desk to pick us up, including our luggage. But every time I couldn't swap this Jakarta, my ex-husband fly with me as my passenger. I had the most terrifying night of my life in that hotel. Definitely haunted, and 3 other crew experienced the same. What happened, babe? It was awful. Woke up through the night, things falling off the dresser, and sat in fear all night because I could feel something next to me in the bed, ice cold, leaning on my arm. The most terrifying experience ever. Before this, never ever believed in ghosts or spirits, but spoke to the reception the next day and they said, "Oh, that room you need to make it clean. Once you walk in, just say that you're only visiting and you're not staying." And the purser had even worse experience. Absolutely horrendous. Who camped at the lobby? Raise your hands. Yes, I got a haunted room. Had 2 days layover in Jakarta. Every night there was long hair found in my room, in the bathtub, and on my bed, even after housekeeping cleaned up my room. It didn't belong to housekeepers as they were all male staffed. Oh my god, I remember one of these layovers. When 3 of us got so horrified that we ended up sleeping together. Don't read between the lines, cause nothing happened. I wonder how the local staff work there, if they're scared or not. I remember I went to Bali, and Balinese people in general, they're really spiritual and they believe in ghosts, of course. So there is one really famous haunted hotel that I wanted to go, and the local people avoid it like a plague because they believe that it's portal to another side or another dimension. So I asked the tour guide to bring me there, and I was with another girl. So he almost approached the hotel. The hotel is on top of the hill, and he refused to approach it closer. The other girl also stayed in their car. So I had to walk up the ramp for like 5 minutes, and nobody was there, right? Well, I could see that back in the days the territory was gorgeous with these abandoned gardens and statues, and I took a couple of pictures and then I heard weird sounds from inside the hotel. There were no doors or windows anymore, so I just approached the lobby area and I saw this like huge reception desk, and the corridor behind it was destroyed. So the only way to enter the hotel was to turn to the left and go down a super dark corridor. And I think I heard some kind of footsteps. Anyway, I chickened out. I didn't enter because I don't know what or who could be there, because I'm not sure about the ghosts, but I'm actually scared of crazy people. I also had a strange experience while staying at this hotel. After I got in the room, I went straight to the shower, and while washing my hair, I opened my eyes a few times, and it felt like if there is someone in there, like a presence. After walking around the hotel and trying to read my book, I came back in my room to prepare for sleep. I had put on the TV while preparing, not to have that feeling anymore, and then went to bed, said my prayers, and turned off the light. But right after this, I heard someone moving as if it was in the room. I remember that at first I thought the noise was coming from the corridor, and thinking about the thin layer doors and walls. And I thought, great, now I will hear everything, I will not be able to rest well. But in seconds I realized that the noise of someone moving was in fact in my room. It was the sound of a laundress skirt made of something similar to taffeta moving. It came next to my bed and stopped there, between the 2 beds. I had the icon of Virgin Mary on the nightstand, one I used to take everywhere with me. I'm Christian Orthodox. I couldn't find the courage of taking my hand out of the cover kilt and press the light switch knob from the lamp next to my bed. I could visualize it, but didn't have the courage to move or even breathe. I started to pray and I fallen asleep like this. I woke up in the morning and actually had a very good sleep. Till this day, I remember this experience, the strangest in my entire life. Even when I was walking around the hotel, and I'm not referring to the pool area, I had this strange feeling of so much sadness and loneliness. Those gardens, the big rectangular rocks, and the old trees. I was asking myself, what's with this place? As I could feel so much sadness there. I wasn't sad at all, but I could feel sadness, a feeling of emptiness and loneliness. I couldn't read my book. I just looked around and was amazed by what I was feeling. I just prayed for that place, for its people. On the flight back, I found out about the hotel, that it has been built on a former graveyard, and that it was haunted. Only spirit that visited me there was vodka. Fair enough. I do, and I have strange night as well. I saw crew sleeping in sofas in the lobby. It was evening, I went out, after I came back, it was already night. I went to bed after washing. I turned on the TV as well to have some kind of background noise. I was watching cooking show. I finally was feeling really sleepy, so I turned off the TV and fell asleep. After a few hours, the TV just turned on by itself again. It was super weird, even kind of noises. Well, I was happy that after that I had Jakarta and we had the new hotel next to the mall. Yes, crew were sleeping in the lobby. My friend also had a snake in her room. Oh no, And someone has stolen my new MacBook Air with all my homework during supervisor probation. That was painful. Then I reported this to the hotel to check CCTV. They informed me that there is no CCTV in the hallway of the room where I stayed. Interesting. I always slept with all the lights on and pray myself to sleep. I'm not a religious person, but repeating Psalms 23 in my mind until I'd fall asleep would help. Lizards under the bed. Yeah, they would make some creepy noises. That was my best sleep, with a uniform until the wake-up call. God bless those ghosts. Yeah, imagine, like, Dubai-Jakarta flight is around 8 to 9 hours long, and you are tired after the flight, but then on top of that, you have to rest for your upcoming flight. And if you cannot rest, I don't know how crew were operating, like, it's crazy. In the middle of the night, I heard sounds like all the furniture being moved around in the room above me. I still enjoyed this layover though. Went a few times, I have good memories despite the ghosts. I stopped switching on TV after the first trip. Channel from 1 to 5 are all super scary ghost stories, waiting to give you heart attack. Slept in the lobby because of the white pillow seen on top of the wardrobe. I'm sorry, I know it's not funny. The crew must have been so scared. Walked to the massage place at night that's far and started to feel eerie if the old man walking me there was a real human. Scariest hotel ever. I remember my hotel phone kept ringing, but no one was ever on the other end. In hindsight, I'm pretty sure it wasn't ghosts, just the hotel staff playing tricks. And no treats. Do you think the hotel staff was actually pranking the guests? I guess you could get bored during the night shifts, but I never pranked my guests when I was working at the hotel, but I do have a lot of hilarious stories from there, but that's the topic for another video. That was scary.